I have read some, Miss Laurie, but they deeply grieve my spirit and much more so the Spirit of God. So I try not to read many.
Well, there have been reports of people rolling on the floor, jumping out the windows, fainting for hours, along with mixed races.
Miss Laurie, without having a true understanding of God, a person cannot understand the mysterious workings of the Holy Spirit. If you would be so open, I may invite you to come and experience one of our services.
Well, I don't know about that, Mr. Seymour. I haven't been comfortable in church for a very long time.
Miss Laurie, may I ask you a personal question?
Yes, you may, Mr. Seymour.
Do you perhaps hope or intend to marry again one day?
Well, I don't know if I would consider marriage again. A woman is to be dutifully by her husband's side, enabling him to pursue his dreams, cooking and cleaning for him, and my experience with that role was not so pleasant. But I do sincerely want to write and find stories and, well, hope to make a true career of it one day. And you may be aware of this if you know how hard a road journalism is for a woman today, but I sometimes submit articles under the pen name of William Laurie if it will help to get them published. I can't believe I just said that to you, but something tells me that I can trust you with this information.
Well, you most certainly can, Miss Laurie. I'm aware that I've shared with you merely information about what happens at the mission and why such a large mix of nationalities and race and gender come seeking and find. But I don't think that you can gain a complete understanding without coming to visit. So do know that you're welcome anytime. We meet nightly at 7:30 at 312 Azusa Street.
Well, thank you, Mr. Seymour, but I am scheduled on a train this afternoon back to San Francisco.
Well, the invitation is always there for you, Miss Laurie.
And I sincerely appreciate that, Mr. Seymour. And I do want to remind you, as I said in my invitation, that I will only write about this interview in a very positive light, even though it's scandal that sells today.
Well, I appreciate that too, Miss Laurie.
Not that way, Mr. Seymour, if you would do me the kindness and follow me to the back door.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, what an amazing interview. It's too bad it was never published. It's difficult to speculate what kind of impact it would have had not only on Winifred and the gender issues of the day, but also on the mission itself. There's still that underlying racial tension there as well. You see how he had to walk out the back instead of the front? Well, by 1915, this is after the heyday of the Azusa Street mission, it's apparent that the racial tensions just got too big for the mission. William Seymour wrote The Doctrines and Disciplines of the Azusa Street Mission, and several times alludes to the fact that leadership at this point would have to be colored people only. Before that, it had been a racially mixed group, but he wrote that the deacons and the bishop and the trustees were all required to be colored at that time. It is hypothesized that this change was made in response to white people trying to take control over the mission from Seymour. Other people speculate that some white people were wanting Pastor Seymour to marry a white woman, specifically Clara Loom. She was a valuable asset to the mission, as she was the secretary as well as the editor to the publication of the mission, entitled The Apostolic Faith. What we do know is that Pastor Seymour married Jenny Evans Moore, and right after that, Clara Loom left for the Northwest, taking with her the entire mailing list for the mission as well as the publication. This essentially cut Seymour off from a large audience of supporters. Could this have been the reason for the eventual decline in the Azusa Street mission? Possibly, but we may never know the truth. During the heyday of the revival at the Azusa Street mission, a foundation was laid that wouldn't see a solid structure for several decades. As a forerunner to racial and gender inclusion, Pastor Seymour proved himself to be a formidable figure who was both humble and faithful to his calling. He impacted an entire generation of believers to look past outward differences and inwards towards the souls. A century later, we can look to this example and learn a valuable lesson, that of tolerance in the face of adversity. Thank you for tuning into our show, and have a blessed day.
Yes, Lord. Yes, God. As the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. You alone, Jesus, are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. Oh, you alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you.